Hi guys, this will be pretty weird video. You'll see something I think is pretty cool in a little bit. So I've been doing weird and weirder and weirdest things, and amongst the weirdest things were inventing how the universe could be. I mean, of course, an idiot trying to do that, but weirdly enough, uh, because I was guiding AI to do that stuff, I ended up with sort of uh, Riemann hypothesis, all sorts of weird ass mathematics, black holes, and already a while back I did something called the space screensaver, which was just I'm not gonna even talk about the mathematics, but so I had Fable write some code, and this was actually pretty cool. Initially, we got something like this, which was and this was using very odd ideas about how the black hole surface, like the kind of stuff one thinks about, everybody every day. So on the black hole surface, what happens on the black hole surface? And well, it stays on the black hole surface. Ta-da. Well, it actually doesn't because there's Hawking radiation, and what is Hawking radiation, and how does it? Well, I'm not gonna. But look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Isn't it pretty? So this code is gonna be at the repo. So every universe is new, and this actually just uses traditional kind of a what the heck is that called? I should remember. When you have kind of like it creates this sort of weird as landscapes. That's a very traditional thing. There's a word for it. Escaping me, but like as you can see, it's twisting the world. It's like these moons are twisting the world, and you can just absolutely mind blowing. And every time it's a little bit different. But okay, so I was doing this stuff, and this was coming from some of the weirder repos, the Raya Pinta, which was Fable was thinking about it, and Riemann hypothesis, and as I said. But anyway, so then I'm like, what if, because that's so cool, what if the edges were webcam? What would happen? Um, well, um, and I can't use it because, of course, I have to. But you already see it a little bit. But I have to disable the webcam here. But let's see. So what if the edges were that thing, and we have these moons sailing by, and it's gonna get sorry guys, I think my mouse is getting weird. Slightly weird, slightly weird. Kind of like ideally we would have speed, of course, for this thing, and just mind-blowing stuff. Like I'm calling this my brain because my brain has a hole, so I mean like a couple holes here and there. Who cares, right? Just somehow the brain. This is just so weird. And then, of course, I mean, like if you do this sort of stuff and you think about black holes, well, I mean, you have to have actual black holes swinging by. So that's the next version that we are gonna get to in a little bit. But I was thinking that somebody could do a version of this with everybody would have. We can have this two ways. We can have the projection is in the edges, and that's actually kind of like the holographic universe theory. Or we can have the projection comes from the balls. But I was thinking that okay, somebody could do a version where we have multiple people, but I guess that would just turn X-rated and so forth and weird, and you would have kids and stuff and that. Well, but now that I said it, somebody's probably gonna do it. But anyway, so it's kind of fun when you really start to look at this stuff for the longest time, and so you can mess with how many moves and so forth. But like I said, this wasn't the end of everything. But let's just go. apply here a little bit more. Sorry guys, my mouse is somehow getting weird. The weirdest experience is when you go inside of it. It's just. But so okay, black hole. So we can do a version that uses black hole graphics, and that kind of like that wasn't very exciting. The last version is gonna be the most exciting. So GR. So this uses actually. So here we see kind of a black hole lensing, how it might be. Um, Schwarzschild radius and so forth. So we have this kind of a thing. We see the surface and kind of a. I mean, like if you're a physicist, I mean, I guess it could be exciting to see this. And I think, I guess you could go for the string theory, try to show it kind of like how it would be holographic theory, show it, but I'm kind of like, hey, I want to play. But so, and you get if you mess here for some reason when you do that, we get this kind of like geodesic thing, and there you guys can see everything is kind of blurring and moving. So this is a kind of a black hole thing is. But okay, so let's go to the last version, which is the funnest version and weirdest version, which is this version. Now here, I was thinking, what if we can do the so we have the webcam image comes from the walls, but it also comes from the balls. So what happens? So here we have first step. This is actually the only one you really have to play with, and this is actually live. This is gonna be live, so you guys can play with it. But so first we have this kind of the same as before. And the weirdest thing, you kind of see the box, like you see inside every ball, you see the other balls. So it's kind of like it's a world of it's a holographic, no, not holographic. It's a fractal. It's a fractal thing where each ball is reflecting the other balls, and kind of actually when you think about it, if you start to think about the quantum field theories, well, what if there is something to this? You never know. So mind-blowing. And then the smaller balls also have the balls going inside of them. So, but yeah, this is kind of like how my brain is. I think I had some seizures last night, and you wake up, well, take your medicine and do stuff like this. Nothing is real. I like the big eye there. But okay, so now what if we twist? So now we have the projection is on the balls, but what if we twist it so that the projection is in the balls? Sounds, I don't know, weird. And here it is. And I'm having actually Opus is explaining the physics here. Hopefully, I don't know. But the kind of weirdest thing is that the balls now, let's make the lensing large and like they are not showing the same thing. They're kind of like different thing, kind of I don't know why, but like there can be some are just like different. Like that's actually some sort of a 360. Like I think the thing was that now they're reflecting each other. So and the more we have them, you're starting to get really weird, messed up world. It's almost like you were inside a bubble. So like if you were on a surface of a liquid and you were inside bubbles, just utterly mad, utterly, completely mad. Again, feel like you were like swept by. And I think, frankly, I think that's what this is kind of a little bit. I think the mathematics here is something like that. You can for liquid bubbles and just utterly mad. And some of them are like that zooms. It's showing my Fritz large, which is like why. But I imagine, guys, if this was multiple people, and I imagine you save the Fable and it's gonna do that, and somebody's gonna make millions of dollars, and make a dirty web page because I know that the next thing you have people come into it, it's gonna be just. But I'm not gonna do that. So anyone wants to do that, have a blast. But like if you had multiple people, each had their own ball, but well, what would happen then? All of them would start to reflect each other, and that would probably turn really, really weird. But this really is. It's kind of like you're inside a liquid. You're inside a liquid with water bubbles. That's, I guess, kind of the closest. And if you have, what is that, Riptomania or something? I'm sorry, guys. You know, I probably shouldn't be watching this, uh, but yeah. So, and then we have the last is the cascade mode. Cascade mode. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is the first time I'm doing this. Holy shit. This is the, I think this is kind of they are reflecting each other. My God. Where did this come from? Literally, I was attempting to prompt AIs to figure out Riemann hypothesis because there's $1 million prize for it, and completely and utterly out of it. And then I was thinking about black hole surface and my clock field theory, which was the theory that particles are frozen time and there is a sort of thawing thing on their surface, and that directly relates to the Stephen Hawking's. Holy shit, that looks cool. That directly relates to Stephen Hawking's, and there's another guy's soft hair on the surface of black hole something. And I was thinking of Riemann tow lines, but this looks cool. This looks really cool. And the way it goes with me is that sometimes I understand it a little bit as I'm prompting it, but then I forget everything, and that was 4 months ago. So I don't know. But so anyway, I asked Fable today to rewrite the papers, or kind of look at them and rewrite the papers, because it was the last free Fable day. And after that, based on the Rajapinta number forts, which was kind of like Rajapinta is, well, it's used in like AI, not AI, but computer things. Rajapinta is when you have some sort of a computational surface where things like APIs and whatever. But I was thinking of the black hole surface as a Rajapinta and how numbers might emerge from there. And as people was thinking about it, it was thinking of all sorts of weird ass mathematics I had never heard of. And the thing was that in the Rajapinta, that if numbers and a golden ratio, if they come from there, it was figuring that yes, this is how it is. And out of all that weird mathematics, it said that hey, there's name for this. Like, so whatever I had dreamt, somebody else had been thinking about in the 30s. And so this is using that Rajapinta somehow. I really don't know black hole stuff, but this looks really freaking cool. This looks really freaking cool. I'm really watching this for the first time myself, like just mind blowing. And if there was lots of people with lots of webcams, and if the world was large, so if there was thousands of users, I think this could become very addictive experience. But once again, the problem is that then we're gonna have people who are gonna put stuff there that others probably don't want to see, and you're gonna have kids and so forth come see it. So probably I don't know. But yeah, so this is what I was doing today after a really shitty night, and I hope you guys saw well. This will be at Anti's Brain. The version you were just watching is going to be here at github.io, and I'll add I'll add the Opus reading into it. So if you guys want to think about the mathematics that I really don't understand myself either. But I hope you guys saw well.